I never ask a man what his business is, for it never interests me. What I ask him about are his thoughts and dreams.
It's faith in something and enthusiasm for something that makes a life worth living.
Thank people who help you because they make you happy. Thank people who don't help you because they make you strong. Night is a time of rigor, but also of mercy. There are truths which one can see only when it's dark.
I don't think there's anything wrong with telling the truth. I know it isn't fashionable.
I wonder how many people don't get the one they want, but end up with the one they're supposed to be with.
Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality.
With an eye made quiet by the power of harmony and the deep power of joy, we see into the life of things. There is no truth except the truth that exists within you. Everything else is what someone is telling you.
Words offer meaning. When you've got the meaning, you can forget the words.
When you go down in flames, let it be a blaze that illuminates your path forward, guiding you towards a new beginning. For it is our scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. In order to make a precise decision, keep a steady spiritual connection.
To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace.
Of life's two chief prizes, beauty and truth, I found the first in a loving heart and the second in a laborer's hand.
I am not good at noticing when I'm happy, except in retrospect.
All I am fighting for every day is to make up for the time I had lost. Use your time wisely. Everyone's time is limited. What matters most is to focus on what matters most. The moment you stop trying to become a better person is the moment you start to become worse than what you already are.
If thinking should precede acting, then acting must succeed thinking.
Don't wring your hands over the loss of the past. Steady your hands for the adventure of the future. You normally have to be bashed about a bit by life to see the point of daffodils, sunsets, and uneventful nice days. Do your best and trust the process. Difficulties increase the nearer we get to the goal. This is a wonderful day. I have never seen this one before. Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush him. These mountains that you are carrying, you were only supposed to climb. As long as your ideas of what's possible are limited by what's actual, no other idea has a chance. A doctrine of expression rather than one of suppression makes a stronger appeal to man. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient.
There's more to logic than identifying logical fallacies.
What other people think of you is none of your business. No dirt can touch me like an ocean. Everything that comes to me becomes clean.
Opening up to the wrong person is like putting ammo in their hands.
Nobody is wired wrong, because there's no wrong and right in the way we are. Playing it safe is the most dangerous thing you can do in life. Until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. No matter what you do, someone always knew you would. Just as heart is a fountain of unspoken words, the universe is a womb of wonder, weird worlds.
Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention.
Those who will not reason are bigots, those who cannot are fools, and those who dare not are slaves. Life consists of what man is thinking about all day.
Don't bite off more than you can chew, because nobody looks attractive spitting it back out.
Price of peace could only be valued by people who had suffered loss in the war.
War is a matter of vital importance to the state.
You may be disappointed if you fail, but you are doomed if you don't try. Life is not about perfection. It's about persistence. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak. The most powerful relationship you will ever have is the relationship with yourself. Don't believe what your eyes are telling you. All they show is limitation. Look with your understanding.
Go into emptiness, strike voids, bypass what he defends, hit him where he does not expect you.
Still, anyone who trusts a serpent deserves its bite. The wise see a creature for what it is, not what it says it may be. Gather the best you have to offer and create a heartfelt, prosperous life, full of purpose.
Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood.
Life is about accepting the challenges along the way, choosing to keep moving forward, and savoring the journey. Through all of living, have much joy and laughter. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Everything you want in life is a relationship away. We testify of what we have experienced and witnessed. May our testimony inspire others to share their story.
What is of the greatest importance in war is extraordinary speed. One cannot afford to neglect opportunity. Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak.
Whoever cannot seek the unforeseen sees nothing, for the known way is an impasse. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. The truth was only another mass, even if it was the best fit, closest to skin and all that lay beneath. I don't want to be a tree. I want to be its meaning. They must often change, who would remain constant in happiness and wisdom.
I'm not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions. A battering ram can knock down a city wall, but it cannot stop a hole. Different things have different uses.
I have learned now that while those who speak about one's miseries usually hurt, those who keep silence hurt more. There is no such thing as magic, supernatural, miracle, only something that's still beyond logic of the observer. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars.
Sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith.
There are three things all wise men fear: the sea and storm, a night with no moon, and the anger of a gentle man. If life gives you any trouble, punch it in the face.
The enlightened ruler is heedful, and the good general full of caution.
Humor is what happens when we're told the truth quicker and more directly than we're used to. Truth strikes us from behind and in the dark, as well as from before and in broad daylight. I have never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from.
To realize that you do not understand is a virtue. Not to realize that you do not understand is a defect.
You start by writing to live. You end by writing so as not to die.
Don't fast forward through life. You'll miss all the good stuff along the way.
I've always liked the moonless night best. It's easier to say things in the dark. It's easier to be yourself.
Luck implies an absolute absence of any principle. He was a lonely ghost, uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. There's no greater show on earth than observing human nature.
Keep it private until it's permanent. A religion which cannot benefit a person before death cannot benefit him after death either.
If your life is worth thinking about, it is worth writing about.
Death comes to us all. We can only choose how to face it when it comes. You don't believe things because they make your life better. You believe them because they're true.
Just go with it, he thought. You won't figure out anything if you give in to fear.
Intelligence alone is not nearly enough when it comes to acting wisely. Having the courage to stand up for what we believe in is our greatest glory, not winning every battle. Things change, and friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough.
Verily, God does not reward man for what he does, but for what he is.
Temperament is just an elite perception of who you seem to be right now, not who you will ever be. Above all else, guard your heart, for it affects everything else you do. It is not by believing, but by doubting that one can attain to the truth, which is ever-changing form and condition. I've often mused over the idea that madness is actually a sane reaction to an insane world.
It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile. People throw stones at you, and you convert them into milestones.
Doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment.
The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. One who is too insistent on his own views finds few to agree with him.
Tragedy and adversary are the stones we sharpen our swords against, so we can fight new battles.
Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence.
Never to suffer would never to have been blessed.
Power is not revealed by striking hard or often, but by striking true. Plan for what it is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Do not wait for the last judgment. It comes every day. Do not use life to give life to death. Do not use death to bring death to life.
I have been swimming inward and no longer drowning. I have been seeking the answers within myself. The key to flow is to pursue an activity for its own sake, not for the rewards it brings.
If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. Sometimes I think my head is so big because it is so full of dreams.
One can be the master of what one does, but never of what one feels.
If you can't enjoy what you have, you can't enjoy more of it. Do not look for healing at the feet of those who broke you.
It was hard to live normally when you were constantly pretending you didn't see what was going on in front of your face. Truth persuades by teaching, but does not teach by persuading. The friends you make in college are friends you'll have for life, even if you don't talk for years at a time. It is safer to search in the maze than to remain in a cheeseless situation. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. Be water, my friend. Value your peace of mind. Accept yourself, flaws, quirks, talents, secret thoughts, all of it, and experience true liberation. The worst thing he told me is bitterness. People end up so bitter. The task of modern man is not to find his inner self, but to create himself.
A real scientist solves problems, not wails that they are unsolvable.
Before I can become an expert on anything, I must first become an expert on me. There are souls in this world who have the gift of finding joy everywhere, and leaving it behind them when they go. He who knows does not speak, he who speaks does not know. We are saved by faith alone, but the faith that saves is never alone.
Face your life, its pain, its pleasure. Leave no path untaken.
Rejection should be a means of improvement and not a way to feel dejected. How much you can learn when you fail determines how far you will go into achieving your goals. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done.
You are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you.
I'm very polite by nature. Even the voices in my head let each other finish their sentences.
Appreciate the moment of a first kiss. It may be the last time you own your heart.
Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes. Every great cause begins as a movement, becomes a business, and eventually degenerates into a racket. Fortune does favor the bold, and you'll never know what you're capable of if you don't try. What is considered impossible is someone else's opinion. What is possible is my decision. I'm not mean. I'm honest. Nobody is ever straightforward. But sometimes people need to hear the truth.
Music in the soul can be heard by the universe.
There is no fate which cannot be surmounted by scorn. Fear is oftentimes born of ignorance and misconception. It lays waste to the landscape of the soul.
I do not believe in taking the right decision. I take a decision and make it right.
The successful person has unusual skill at dealing with conflict and ensuring the best outcome for all.
Your story is remarkable, even if you don't know it yet.
A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life.
Nothing can be more hurtful to your heart than betraying yourself.
The greatest mystery the universe offers is not life, size. Once you make it to your point of making it, you'll appreciate the struggle.
You can't always be right, but you can be wrong a lot less. There is no truth, Stephanie said mistressly. Only perspectives.
Success is most often achieved by those who don't know that failure is inevitable. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. You're never given a dream without also being given the power to make it true.
Excuses are merely nails used to build a house of failure.
In the face of adversity, we have a choice. We can be bitter, or we can be better. Those words are my North Star. Life isn't supposed to play out the way we want, but the way it happened. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise.
Recognizing power in another does not diminish your own.
Do not get obsolete like an old technology. Keep innovating yourself.
We must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand.
When you choose one way out of many, all the ways you don't take are snuffed out like candles, as if they'd never existed. Whoever said that the past isn't dead had it backward. It's the future that's already dead, already played out. When you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself.
In warfare, there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent will succeed and win.
Words don't have the power to hurt you unless that person meant more to you than you are willing to confess.
Start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart.
It takes guts and humility to admit mistakes. Admitting we're wrong is courage, not weakness. A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but just a few of the right words can paint 1,000 pictures. When you stop chasing the wrong things, the right ones catch up. To avoid disappointment, expect nothing from nobody. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. Truth is not as pompous and romantic as myth, but it has the immeasurable value of being the truth. I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason, to whatever results they led. Sometimes change was good, sometimes it was even exactly what you needed.
Before you find your soulmate, you must first discover your soul. Either you want change or you want comfort, but you can't have both.
The only person who can pull me down is myself, and I'm not going to let myself pull me down anymore. Try it before you doubt it, because it might just be for you. Don't wait for the right moment to start. Start and make each moment right. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. Only when compassion is present will people allow themselves to see the truth.
The petty thief is imprisoned, but the big thief becomes a feudal lord. We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose. Show me that I am everywhere, and get me home for tea.
The mind once enlightened cannot again become dark. All progress takes place outside of your comfort zone. You need to find a way to live your life that it doesn't make a mockery of your values.
If you are strong, appear weak, but if you are weak, appear strong.
Use the wings of the flying universe. Dream with open eyes. See in darkness. The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching.
The consequences of every act are included in the act itself. The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself.
Atticus, he was real nice. Most people are, Scout, when you finally see them. It's a sad day for American capitalism when a man can't fly a midget on a kite over Central Park.
Life is too short when you think of the length of death.
Sometimes we don't get second chances, Owen. Sometimes things just end. Luck is a word used to describe the success of people you don't like.
Not every instance requires a response. Truth resides silently in the seat of power. If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice.
The stupid neither forgive nor forget. The naive forgive and forget. The wise forgive, but do not forget. We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Never feel guilty or ashamed for the mistakes of others.
Our worlds are an AI rendering of our input. Be curious, travel, and elpore to create a better world. I always make sure that the world will prove me right. It gives me the freedom to contradict myself. In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders. The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. Ignore all hatred and criticism. Live for what you create and die protecting it. Flaming enthusiasm, backed by horse sense and persistence, is the quality that most frequently makes for success. The soul exists partly in eternity and partly in time. The desire to die was my one and only concern. To it I have sacrificed everything, even death.
If fate doesn't make you laugh, you just don't get the joke.
Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. Everything will turn out right. The world is built on that. You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. There must always be a remedy for wrong and injustice if we only know how to find it.
I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world.
Those who wish to read always find a book. There are new chapters, new pages, and new journey to embark on. Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't. We can accept and embrace our pasts as part of the path that shaped who we are now.
Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder, and yet no real disorder at all.
Only the hand that erases can write the true thing.
Do more listening than talking. Talk more about them than about you. In your own life, it's important to know how spectacular you are. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns.
The most dangerous irony is, people are angry with others because of their own incompetence. Failure is instructive. The person who really thinks learns quite as much from his failures as from his successes. Wisdom comes from experience. Experience is often a result of lack of wisdom. Disinformation is duping. Misinformation is tricking. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day.
The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality.
The truth always carries the ambiguity of the words used to express it.
Heaven is like an egg, and the earth is like the yolk of the egg.
The value of a man should be seen in what he gives, and not in what he is able to receive.
The expert in anything was once a beginner.
In order to move on, you must understand why you felt what you did, and why you no longer need to feel it. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. From what we get, we can make a living. What we give, however, makes a life. I never expect a perfect work from an imperfect man.
Hold yourself back, or heal yourself back together. You decide. Just remain in the center, watching, and then forget that you are there.
An ability to look into the confusing mess of life and see things for what they are.
As for methods of prayer, all are good, as long as they are sincere. There is no saint without a past, no sinner without a future.
If life's an exercise in making memories, no one really goes away as long as they are remembered. Those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. The strongest people find the courage in caring to help others, even if they are going through their own storm.
I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped.
It takes a lot of courage to show your dreams to someone else.
One mistake does not have to rule a person's entire life.
A serious and good philosophical work could be written consisting entirely of jokes. There's no solution to life. There's going to be problems no matter what.
Have faith. Have faith. When you have nothing else, have faith. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. We reveal most about ourselves when we speak about others.
It's a big world, but we are small. Every little thing matters a lot. My point is, life is about balance. The good and the bad, the highs and the lows, the pina and the colada.
But every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle. The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you.
I want to build to that mogul, legendary level.
Sometimes the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes.
Life belongs to the living, and he who lives must be prepared for changes. We judge ourselves by what we feel capable of doing, while others judge us by what we have already done.
Time cannot put anything in your hands until you let go of the time. The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. Death is so terribly final, while life is full of possibilities.
The peak efficiency of knowledge and strategy is to make conflict unnecessary.